Hi, I am so excited to share with you the first chapter of Smart Cookie. Chapter 1, Headquarters, the Cookies, and the Storm. Sometimes to fix your family, you need to keep a few secrets. Even though secret keeping is not a thing that happens naturally when you live at the Green family B&B. So if I'm not tucked in my room under the giant Scrabble tiles that say Frankie Green lives here, I'm in my once fort in the basement, now headquarters with Elliot, my ghost hunting best friend. Headquarters has rules. Kind of like Dad's Green family B&B rules, but here we can be barefoot, keep secrets, and experiment with food coloring. The only official rules are rule number 1. Don't enter headquarters unless invited. Rule number 2, standing outside headquarters is not the same as being invited. And rule number 3, don't knock. We know you're out there. And rule number 4, headquarters is and must remain a secret to all non-members. Elliot wasn't an original member, but joined when he moved next door. The founders were me, Jessica Blaine. That was, of course, before Miss Jessica Blaine became my friend turned not in 4th grade. I haven't revoked her membership, even though she stopped talking to me over a year ago. Other members include my puppy, Lucy, my hedgehog, Winston, and Graham. I call them members, but really they're honorary guests. They can visit, but they can't call a meeting. Dad knows about headquarters, but is neither a member nor an honorary guest. He says it's better that way and has offered to feed all headquarter members, which I appreciate. The rain beats against the windows as I grab a handful of cookies to bring down for my emergency meeting with Elliot. This morning, I texted him a code red hot chili peppers after I spent the night awake devising a plan and watching Winston burrow in a sock, eating yogurt treats and digging a hole in his shavings. I need Elliot's help. The cookies are still melty chips warm. These taste great, Dad says as he walks into the kitchen and bites into a gooey cookie from the top of the pile. His hair is brushed, his nose stained, white button-down shirt's tucked in, and he's got on a belt. And he's not wearing his Middlebury sweatshirt. So I know guests will be checking in today. Thanks. Earlier, I made my famous oatmeal chocolate chip goodness. It's my day in the cookie rotation. Graham and I swap days. Check-in is at 4, so the cookies need to be done for the guests by 4. That's B&B rule number 5, right between rule number 4, don't oversleep or forget to wake up on time, and rule number 6, shoes, as in wear them. That one's directed at me. I'm a barefooter, Dad says, just like Mom. Thunder roars, followed by a bolt of bright lightning. Dad and I share a look. He grabs a second cookie to make me feel like the world is a safe and happy place. Then he fills the vase with wildflowers, Mom's favorite. Another crack of thunder rattles the kitchen door. He pretends it's nothing, but I know it's not. We need to fix the leaky sink in Yahtzee room while the Nerberts are on a bike ride in town. The Yahtzee room is peppered with dice and numbers and phrases like Full House and Two of a Kind. It's next to checkers and chess rooms, a floor above Monopoly, Connect Floor 4, and Clue. I don't get why anyone wants to stay where Professor Plum killed Mr. Body in the library with a candlestick, but Dad says it's one of our most popular rooms. Something about everyone secretly wanting to be a detective. There's also the Candyland and the Game of Life, which is Graham's room. She says she's lived the most, so she belongs there. A bright burst of lightning flares at the window. I gulp a big breath and count to 20 slowly. Let's leave around 4:30 today, Dad says as he pops the rest of the cookie into his mouth. I nod. It's Mom's birthday. Every year we have a picnic together to celebrate at Weinstein Cemetery. That is the end of chapter 1. I can't wait to hear what you think about the rest of Frankie's story. Happy reading!